Okay, so I am live on YouTube, and let me just check that I'm also live on Facebook, which it looks like I am. Okay, so I realized that it's easier to check whether or not I'm live by just checking my phone. I didn't. It's so obvious and so simple. Um, I didn't think of it before. Like I don't know why I didn't think of that. Silly me. Silly me. Um, okay, so so here we go. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Labor Day weekend. Market was open yesterday. It did open at 6 on Sunday night with, I believe, with like reduced trading hours, and not the friendly kind of margin, more of the I forget what the name of it is, but basically you don't get as much margin as you would want, right? The margin rates are not as friendly, and I believe that was through Sunday night and Monday morning, because it didn't really do much for me. I didn't really get much out of it, so that's why I didn't do a video yesterday. Although I did take a look at some forex. So let's take a look at forex first, because it's just gonna be easier to talk about. You can see that I'm in two positions in Forex. I am long the Euro Yen, which is not working for me at all. It was until until the Euro started to really started to seriously weaken. And I mean, I guess I could have taken a break even at the 125. That's the big quarter there, the 125 that you're seeing, but I didn't. What is working for me, however, is the New Zealand. Let me see if I can resize this. I guess not. What is working for me is the New Zealand, and if we look at just the bigger chart, let's pull up the New Zealand. I am almost at my target on the New Zealand, and this is a courtesy from a mentor of mine who is not going to name names. I don't name names on here. That's not what this is for, because this is not education, right? I'm not here to teach anybody to do anything. I am here to share what I am doing. And so and I just got an alert. Yeah, the pound has been getting pounded. Bum, right? Terrible jokes. The pound has been seriously getting pounded here. No, that's the dollar yen. Let's look at the pound yen. Yikes! Yikes! Look at that movement. 250 pips in it's in one day, pretty much, since yesterday. Should have taken it. I was very iffy, because I was thinking going long at 140, because it had already, and then today I saw the news about there's potentially no deal. Boris Johnson is thinking about a no deal Brexit and just moving on, and that is not good news. That is definitely going to weaken the pound. And I was just hesitant. I was hesitant to pull the trigger here, even though I saw it. I remember seeing the 140, and I was like, ugh, should I? Should I not? Should I not? Because I remember I was able to pick up the movement from. I have an order here sitting at 142.50. I'm just like way off base here, because I took the I made it from 140 to 142.50. So I made this big movement that you see, from here to here. That was 250 bucks, right? And then from there I took profit. I was like, I'm happy with that, and I was very iffy, and I've literally just been watching a 500 pip move without participating in it, right? So this is same kind of issue that I would have in futures, right? I'm just scared to get in some places. But there's a lot of places I coulda, woulda, shoulda gotten in, and I thought it was over, but at the 140, which is literally just yesterday, right? 2 days ago, Sunday night, I looked, and it was around Sunday night. Let's see, look. Let's take a look here. Sunday night, it was around 140. 140.50, 140 and a half. Maybe it was around 141. Like this is the open right here. Sunday at 5. And from that point on, you see nothing but a massive shorting opportunity that I missed. So now the question is, okay, is 137.50, is it over? I don't know. I am going to. Is there movement? Is there room for it to go down to 135? Maybe. I'm not sure what I want to do here yet. And right now the spread is not friendly because it's during rollover, so I wouldn't place any trades right now anyway. But I got an alert, and now I'm really looking at this because look at this. This is one of the fastest 500 pip moves ever in literally like a week, right? big warning sign with this engulfing candle here. Lots of chances to pick up small quarters on the way, or small pennies, if you will. Pennies on the way here before picking up bigger quarters, small quarters. Pennies, dimes, no. So it goes like pennies, small quarters, right? That's 2.5, dimes, and then big quarters, which is 250. I might have screwed that up there, but in my head I know what it is, but I might not have said it the right way. Like that's really what it comes down to. So there's a lot of notice that it like stair steps down at the even numbers, like kind of right there. So so as long as your stop is wide enough, you can handle these swings. Okay. Anyway, so enough about that. You can. I'm also going to share one of my one of the tools that I use. Oh, my computer's frozen again. I hate when this happens. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, here we go. Come on. Let me drag this over. I don't understand why it doesn't want to let me drag stuff over. Oh, okay. All right. I can't even interact with my. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's just my Chrome that doesn't want to cooperate with me here. It's frozen again. This is just the worst. I thought my computer could handle this, but apparently not. Okay, going back to futures, I am holding a very, very whipsaw-ish kind of day. I did realize some losses by not being flexible with the market. Or I thought I was being flexible. So let's just look at the S&P here, which is kind of my bread and butter. So right as of this point, you can see some consolidation. You see lower lows, and you see lower highs, and you see higher lows. So it's just building up a lot of pressure into this area. So I took I believe I took a shot at the 425 once I saw it peak above this. And I was wrong. It didn't even make one small quarter. It didn't even make the 25 points, and it turned around. It turned around here. So what ended up happening was I was ready for this. So you'll notice that I was ready for. Let's just zoom in a little bit here. So you can see this little zone area where it's like a rally up, and then you see some basing action, and then another rally up. And you look at this area, and I'm like, you know what? If this area breaks, then I want to take a short. And I was thinking I left an open target, but I was thinking it should at least hit this area, or maybe this area, and hopefully even complete this quarter. Like, I'd be okay with that. Now, market just opened, and you can see I'm up over $516 on this trade because I left it open target. Market gap down literally a minute ago. So so here's what I'm going to do, and this is the advantage of having an open target. The disadvantage of having an open target is that, like, if you're not paying attention, this can come back to bite you in the ass. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to my stops were put in at like obscure positions, and then they were also they also didn't count because they were day orders. I was trying to talk and do this at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a stop way down here at the white line, which is the major quarter, right? Because I'm using red lines at dimes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the stop wherever, but I'm going to drag it down to be very, very, very close so that I'm guaranteeing myself a few $100. Okay? So I am going to move my stop down. So like I'm going to assume that this gap is like a zone right here. This to this, that's my stop area. That's what I'm looking at really as my stop loss at this point. Or that's the I'm screwing up the words today. This is my area of the of my resistance. So if the price enters this area, I am going to say this area is going to do a really good job of pushing it back down. That's what I'm saying. And so my stop is going to go a little bit above that, just in case I'm wrong, you know? And where above that? Well, I mean, like one way to put a stop, if it was still during the day, would be at this yellow line, which is the 13-period moving average on the hourly time frame. But I'm going to be tighter than that because I can afford to be, because I have a new area to give me a reason to look at it as a place to keep pressure on the price down. So the way you, like, the philosophy of placing stop losses that I follow is that place them, it's really two major areas of thought. On the entry, in the very beginning, it's pretty much what's the maximum amount of money that I'm willing to risk. And that usually in the futures market turns out to be like approximately a little bit more than 2, maybe 2.5% of my account, which is $125. Right? Sometimes I stretch it because the zone makes sense to stretch it. Like if it doesn't make sense, I am going to keep myself flexible. But it's anywhere from like $100 to $125. If it makes sense to keep it tighter because this candle structure says so, then great. If it makes it make it a little, stretch it more, well, you know, I'm not really going to stretch it beyond like 150 or higher than that. If anything, then I'll readjust my my entry and my style. I'll like readjust the entry so that it's more of like a, you know, conservative entry instead of an aggressive entry, so that my stop is within reason. In this case, I have like a gap like this, to me, is a good enough reason that, you know what, I say that this gap is not going to completely fill. And even if it does, this area will still be a good area of support to keep price pressured down. At the same time, I'm also running into a solid dime, the 3,300 even. So maybe that pushes it back up. So I'm gonna give myself a little bit of wiggle room, and normally it would be this moving average, but I'm gonna bring it in a little bit tighter, and I'm gonna put it in at above the high of this candle. Or I could put it in at 137. So it's like, you know, I could put it in at the half quarter, at the midpoint between this quarter and this quarter. Or I could put it, I could be a little bit more conservative, and I've already left it there at like 37.50, 12.5 points between this and this, so it's like the midway point, right? Still above enough of this area that I say it's going to hold. In addition, this green line is also a 325, which is a solid green line. It's a hesitation band of a big quarter. It's 75 points above this 250. So there's multiple reasons I'm going to say, you know what, I think this price is going to hold. And obviously, it's all speculative, and I'm just kind of playing the odds. But throughout time, these even numbers hold up to, in my opinion, they hold up more than they don't hold up, and it's an easier way. But all that being said, I also took a short on the Dow. I took a I wish I had held it now. Shit. You can see the Dow crack. So I took a short at the 27,750, and I took two contracts. That's why you see, you know, two buy stop orders here, and I took one contract off at the 250 level after 250 ticks. So same kind of situation here. I'm gonna move this. This is an easier calculation to do. I'm gonna put it at the even 27,500 even, and I'm still holding. Okay, so I've locked in another. I've guaranteed myself another 250 ticks here. I am gonna look for. Geez, this really is going in my favor. This is pretty good. Market's really going down, and I don't like. So like, this is the thing. Like, you know, I don't like when I'm making money whereas the majority of people who don't trade are losing money, because if you look at the daily charts here, like, that looks ugly. Look at all that red, you know. We basically erased profits from all of August, almost. If we hit this area, well, if I hit my target, then we definitely erased 1 month's worth of profits. Not good. Not a good thing at all. For most people. So like, but for me, it's pretty good. I'm up $500 in this trade. Like, it's like, so like, I feel a little bit of like, like when I'm profiting off of shorts, big picture wise, I'm always like, you know what? I feel a little bit conflicted, because I know shorts are really for the short term. And so like, while I want my profits to run, like I want, like, you know, I definitely want that for myself. I also would rather see the market go back up. For bigger picture, like more economic certainty and whatnot, right? Because, like it or not, the stock market does measure the S&P rather specifically, not the entire, like, not all stocks, but the S&P Broad Index measures basically the confidence and strength and faith in the U.S. economy. Anyway, and you have a strong U.S. economy. Not saying, you know, not to be too nationalistic or anything, but typically you have a good U.S. economy. The other economies kind of they do well as well. So I just got a price alert again on the euro. Let's see what the euro is doing. Oh, it's nearing this quarter, right? So here's the other adjustment that I'm making going forward, and I'm glad this alert kind of helped me out a little bit, is that I am, because of the loss that I've taken 2 weeks ago, and I'm still technically negative from that, I am not going to look at anything, I'm not going to look at currencies in the futures market, because it's like my bang for buck ratio for how much, like, for margin doesn't make sense. I get way better leverage, even though I have a lot less money in this platform right here, which is IG, in the spot forex platform. And I really should have taken that this price, huh? I'm gonna take this short. I'm gonna place this order here at the 137.50, and I'm gonna add a stop 50 pips away for a total of 1 minilot. Okay, so I don't have sufficient funds. God damn it! It's because I have that other trade open. I know that's why. Which means I really want to get out of this. I'm gonna close this. It's at a loss anyway. It didn't hit my stop, but there was an error briefly, but I don't think that was real. Okay, so you can see here, like this platform is easier for me to share real numbers. I'm not I don't hide my real numbers. It's just that in TradingView I can't show my real numbers, my profit and losses, while hiding, like while still maintaining good while being secure about it. I can't do that. Okay, so let's get rid of this line. So right now I'm sitting in $95 profit, which is, this was originally a $1,000 account, and I have maybe a little bit more. Like I think maybe I got, because I transferred everything from my Oando account over, and it was a little bit more than $1,000. But like, just for easy math, let's just call it 1,000 and I'll give myself a little less credit going forward. But it is something like I'm saying I made at least a $200 something profit recently on this very pair, on the pound yen, and I remember taking it as from 140 to 142.50, so that's $250. So I'm like starting off with if I started off with $1,000, this is currently in profit of almost 35%, which is great. But I mean, obviously, you know, it's a much smaller account than my futures account, but like, you get, like, it's a simpler life, right? So all of this is to say I am incorporating spot forex back into the game, because I am sick and tired of the margin problems. So until I double up my account or something like that, or I double up, or I decide, or I do, like, I take more profit from like my business launch, like my business campaign that I'm launching soon, and I decide to take some of that. I don't know that I'm going to do this yet, but if I decide to take a few $1,000 there and throw it into the futures market or the forex market to give myself a 5-figure sum, then maybe I'll start looking at more quarters trading in the futures market. But like, it's been such a painful, like, oh, margin call this automatically, closing out positions, and even though it's in profit, and not letting me stack orders and stuff. Like, there's just like so much red tape in futures because I don't have enough money. Like, that's a really annoying problem to have. And I don't want to be risky because I also don't like, I don't believe I'm at the level where I should be trading a $25,000 account yet. So I will get there. I'm definitely committed to getting there, but it's just not one of those things that I'm ready for yet. So I'm gonna take it slow and perfect my skills in these smaller areas. So I do plan on doing a little bit of both here, right? Like, I do pay attention to currencies. I always have. It's where I started, and I will continue to, because it's one of the most consistently fundamental driven types of things, because the currency market is a decentralized market. You can't turn it off, right? There's no limit ups, there's no limit downs or anything like that. So you're not gonna, there's really no issues on that end, right? That you could potentially be facing. So that's pretty much it. You'll see you'll see more of this going forward, especially now, especially if if the UK still continues its drama with the rest of the world, or with the rest of the EU, I should say, if it continues to play hardball, then this, I believe, will continue to make its way down to the 135, and I might be I want to at least catch that. This since this 142.50 hit, that's approximately the same week, or like right around the time that I had my worst week ever in futures. So like that took my attention away from just pure fundamentals, because I was like, what do I do? What do I do? Now that I've made a decision, it took me freaking 2 weeks to make a decision on how I'm gonna make what my adjustments are gonna be. That was way too long of a decision. But now that I have, you'll see two different platforms going forward on this vlog, because I do want exposure to currencies, but I want it at a better deal. I want it at a better margin, and the spot forex market is going to give me that. I'm actually researching a even better broker than just IG. I love their alerting system, and because it's free. But if I'm going to be paying for TradingView for futures anyway, might as well leverage that and just trade under one platform. Anyway, so I have a couple of other decisions to make still before I really solidify my new trading philosophy. Or we'll just continue like this. I'm not sure. Still more things to come, and still more updates to take. For now, I am in profit. Overall negative, from last month. Still recovering from that. I have not made back my losses from last month, but overall, I am pretty happy with how I'm showing up to trade and how things are shaping up, and I'm happy with my progress. I do think I'm getting better. I wish I was getting better faster, but who doesn't wish that, and I do think that I'm making better and better decisions, and becoming more and more emotionally and mentally stable as I take more risk on. So I think that's the most important piece, is the emotional and mental composure that you can maintain in the face of severe losses, and in the face of like a very bearish market, both in the equities and the currencies like we are facing right now. Like a lot of people are scared and panicking, and I find myself oddly calm. And so like this is one of those days where you get to see what you're made of. And you get to, like, when you when you win or lose, or win or lose doesn't matter. If you're playing in a high stakes game, you get to recognize after the fact, like, oh my god, like what was I made of when the pressure was on, right? That's kind of the most memorable sports games there are. And I bet you that's the most memorable trading you're gonna have, is when the stakes were at the highest, and when you made the most significant, whether it's risky or not risky, right? Whether it was to take a trade or just stay out of it completely. When the stakes are highest and the pressure is at its highest, is when you're gonna remember it the most. And what you remember and you can measure the most is where you're gonna find the most improvement, and the levels, the level up kind of nature of your game, whatever that game may be, whether it's trading, sports, chess, video games, martial arts, whatever it is that you're always striving to be better at, whatever your craft is, those are the moments that are really going to send you to the next level, or not, or you're just going to miss out completely, the way that I missed out on this 500 pip move. So everyone, be safe out there. Summer's over now, it's fall again, which means soon you might, like, who knows what this vaccine situation is going to be like, but the weather is about to cool down, at least if you're living in an area where you have winters. And so be safe out there, and stay tuned for the next video from YouTube.